San Diego 6 News in the morning. Your station for balanced news.
All right, thank you. Well, with the reputation that sharks hold around the world, I'll bet I can get your attention when I say that this next guest here says he was saved by sharks. Brandon Bethea joins us here this morning on San Diego 6 in the morning to talk about a pretty remarkable project, the likes of which I have not heard. Saved by sharks, what is that all about?
Well, back in 2007, I lost my mom to cancer, and her dream trip was always to go to Australia. So a few months after kind of getting over the loss and everything, I decided to go ahead and take that trip, and went shark diving with great whites while I was there. And to be honest with you, as soon as I was underwater, kind of my calling kind of hit me in the cage, I guess, so to speak, and I immediately knew when I got back on land that's what I wanted to do, to share that experience with cancer survivors, you know, unlike my mom that had a little time to experience life. So
you share this now with cancer survivors, and there's some really interesting metaphors that you've discovered. First off, sharks, as far as we know, don't get cancer.
Yes, I mean, from what I've read, if it's possible, it's very rare. And also, as we discussed, they don't really have an ability to swim backwards as much. They can kind of get out of situations if they need to, but hence the name fin forward. It's similar to when you get cancer. There's not really an opportunity. You have to kind of embrace life and move forwed. And
there's no swimming backwards.
No swimming backwards.
Once you get cancer, you swim forward. So and that's the name of the organization now. It is Fin Forward.
Correct.
Now, you told your story as part of a contest, and that really kind of jump-started it and boosted it to the next level. What was that all about?
Well, there was a contest by an author, John Tolsma, in his book, 5 Simple Things. Basically, they asked people to give examples of reaching out, doing good for their communities, you know, embracing family and their faiths. And for me, it was just a perfect opportunity to share my story with the world, and they really embraced the story. Didn't actually win the contest. They had another really touching story that ended up winning the main prize there, but they were really moved by the story and wanted to get involved with the cause and help us with some gear and future dives. So we're very gracious.
All right, so Fin Forward, I went to the website, and it's a nice, clean, easy to understand website. You're willing to get together with cancer survivors and take them diving anywhere in the world. You just need sponsors, and you need some funding to get this done. Now, the video that we were looking at there, that looked like that was in a tank with a whale shark. Is that where that one was?
It was at the Georgia Aquarium with a breast cancer survivor specifically.
Okay, and whale sharks, harmless except for the fact that if they bump into you, they're so big they might be able to hurt you. But generally, you know, whale sharks are harmless. But you'll go diving with great whites, you'll go diving with hammerheads, you'll go basically anywhere in the world, will you not?
We will. Of course, we need to make sure we're in the right conditions. We want to focus on the species experts that know their local waters. Obviously, cages are involved with great whites, occasionally with blue and mako sharks, certain species. So we're not just going to go jump in the water with great whites and you know, back swim around, but in the right conditions, we'll get in the water with about just any species. Sure.
So what kind of a transformation does a cancer survivor go through after a dive like this?
Well, we're trying to create kind of a personal milestone, if you will, kind of a point that they can look back and realize this really is where a lot of things in their life hit them, whether it was embracing life, or it was appreciating life and their family they do have, or the time they have on the earth, or looking forward, you know, kind of embracing going forward. And shark diving is just something that kind of jostles you, it kind of shakes you up a little bit, and I think in a very good way. And we're hoping to harness that energy in kind of a positive direction after the trip. So it's not just about sending someone on a trip, it's about what happens after the trip.
And you point out that this is on a lot of people's bucket list, much like skydiving and you know, a lot of other activities you can think of, you know, visiting the Eiffel Tower or whatever. A lot of people put that on their bucket list, things to do before they kick the bucket. Absolutely,
and it's one that's listed commonly, but a lot of times people don't actually go and do it. You know, it's even myself, until I signed up, and even getting on the boat in Australia that first time and looking at the cage and all, until you get in the water, it's you don't realize you're really going to do it. But
well, we'd really ask folks to get on board and maybe donate some money here, or some scuba equipment, or some scuba lessons. Now, you know, a lot of folks take up diving, you know, much like a lot of other sports, skiing and so forth, and they go once or twice, and then they say, oh, you know what, I'm not sure if I'm ever going to go again. So they have all that equipment. We've got dive organizations here in town that could maybe donate lessons and certainly some funds. How would they do that?
They can go to Fin Forward, our website, and there's a section to contact us. There's a drop-down menu where they can choose donation or volunteer. Want to join us as a partner. Obviously, there's not really a better backdrop as far as advertising or messaging if you're a partner than shark diving and you know, blue water with sharks in the background with your corporate banner or a book or whatnot. So I think it's a great opportunity for the cancer survivors, for the local community, and for businesses to participate as well.
And if somebody is a cancer survivor and they'd like to go diving, how do they do that?
They can also contact us through the website. There's the drop-down does have a section for a participant as well. So.
All right, Brandon Bethea, thank you so much. It's called Fin Forward, and the story is saved by sharks. Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Happy diving.
Thank you.
Safe diving. All right. For more information, you go to san diego6.com and click on Hot Topics.